And you would know as a spellcaster, spell scrolls are spells that are pre-written into the magic of the paper. They are single use, but once they are in the scroll, they do not require the components that are initially needed to cast that spell. So someone can read this scroll with any understanding of magic and cast the spell Thunderwave, and then the paper will burn up and the spell will be consumed. But they can cast it as though they could cast the spell.
But keeping in mind
Well-
that couldn't like a wizard or somebody like that add that to their spell list. I'm gonna say that out loud because I'm from a war-torn country.
So, like, if we gave it to Brontes, could he, like, actually, like, utilize it? Like, could he, like, keep that spell,
If it's
kind
for
of?
the spell Thunder Wave, I already know that spell.
Okay, well, then I'll just hold on to it for now.
That's fine.
And the next time somebody needs it, we'll utilize it.
While they're discussing the spell scroll or finishing their discussion, the parchment that I found in leather, can I try to read that?
You
Or
can
look at it.
You open up the leather, and I believe the answer is yes. Do you speak Elvish as a drow elf?
I do.
Yeah. So you read, and this is, you can tell this piece of paper is old. Like, it is weathered, it's yellowed, even being protected in the little pouch, in the little cubby with the sheet over it. Time has still just worn on it over massive amounts of time. It's just kind of deteriorated. You can make out one okay. You can make one singular line of text out, and it is seems like the bottom half of an instruction paragraph. Like, it was the context of the sentence seems like it was a long-winded explanation of doing something. You get to the bottom part. The only part that is legible is the part that says, beating the Guardian is easy. Anyone with muscles can do it. You don't have to think. The mind trial's way harder. It's my pride. No one ever thinks to point the wand. They always just throw it. Period. And then there's a bunch more words that are all fucked up that you can't read.
I kind of gets up while all of this is going on and kind of just like goes back out to the main area because
Which way do you leave the room?
back the way we came.
Okay. Then you do so. You're fine. That trap, once you walk over that trap again, it is disarmed, and you do not trip
Wait.
it.
A wall. Two
At a wall.
questions.
Help.
Two questions. Brontes, did you read that out loud?
Yes, I would have liked to read that out loud.
Okay.
Second question.
then
Does
you won't
I
hear
still
that.
have the wand?
I do.
Did she hear that?
If
Before
I read it out
leaving.
loud, she would have.
Well, you said it out loud.
Technically,
Her headspace is
yeah.
complex. Whether she might have heard it, but she might not have heard it.
Acknowledged it.
Yeah.
Would have been different.
That's up to
So-
her.
When did she get the wand? I thought Calix had no, because remember they tried.
Calix handed it to her
I
to
don't-
try, and then he just never took it back because it didn't work.
Okay.
Ataraxia's gonna
Ataraxia.
follow aside to make sure she's okay.
While they're doing that, can I investigate the potion at all?
Yeah, roll investigation. Oh, 19. This is awesome. I love when you roll investigation. Because I get to talk. This is without, you are certain, you've only seen one or two in your lifetime, but in your adventures, but you are certain, this is rare. This is a potion of dragon's breath. You know that if any person drinks this potion, they gain the ability to breathe fire like a dragon, like inherently. It lasts.
Bro, did you like
It lasts for a minute, or until you breathe with it 3 times, and you know that it will breathe a 15-foot cone from origin in a direction of your choice 3 times. But the
Fireball.
one with a 19, you notice it's weird. The potion is really syrupy, and there's something floating in it, like sitting in the bottom of the thing, that looks like a little piece of. It looks like someone did clippings, like like coin clipping, like how they used to do back in the day, where to try to counterfeit money. It looks like someone took clippings of like bronze coins, and they're sitting in the bottom. They haven't degraded, they haven't oxidized, they haven't rusted. They're sitting in the bottom of this like syrupy potion that it must be an old potion, because whatever recipe that was used is not the modern recipe. Like, you've seen a modern day potion of Dragon's Breath, they go for like 300 or even 400 gold. They're very expensive, but they're always significantly more watery, and they don't have like, not detritus, but they don't have the little bits in them. So, and so that with a 19, that a very high roll, you notice that extra little bit. But you, with a 19 as well, you can tell this is not like a degraded potion. You do not have any inclination that it would make you sick. You don't think it's poisoned. You don't think age has affected it. So you think if you were to drink it right now, the effect would function as intended.
I'm gonna add it to my inventory.
Okay.
You said it's a potion of
Dragon's Breath. And then Ataraxia, you said you were going to speak to Sai?
I followed her out.
Okay.
Guys, I would like to move closer to the next room. I think we found everything we need in these first 2 rooms. I think let's advance to the next room. Cole, can you just see if we're gonna die if we walk in there?
Yeah, I'll stealth in real quick.
So you're checking the entryway to the 3rd hexagonal room for traps?
Yes.
Yes.
Roll investigation.
Oh. Shit.
14. Okay. In this room, just like the other 2 rooms, you see all the scuff marks and the dust and the everything. Having looked at all 3 rooms, you are now 100% certain this was 3 interconnected storage rooms storing different things for different reasons that in a time long past, but they were all storage rooms. With a 14, you do not notice anything hidden. You do not notice any false floors, any false walls. The one thing you see is in the backmost corner of the room, underneath what looks like what was once a carpet, but is now aged to a point of like fibers barely hanging on. It's just like a lump underneath a piece of fabric. You do not see traps either.
You should walk right up to that. All right, I'm gonna go to what looks like the lump, and I'm gonna ask Brontes if you want to follow me and investigate this, please. Further.
The lump is right here where I'm pinging.
Will do. I will go and investigate the room. And
I will follow right behind Cole.
Okay, roll investigation. Okay, 16. You lift the little rug thing, and you see a extremely degraded leather, like kind of leather burlap sack that has been like waxed. Someone took extra time to wax it, probably just out of boredom or intent. And because of that, it held up slightly better than everything else. It is basically falling apart, but it does contain, like, you shake it, you jingle it, and it does contain something.
I would like to investigate it further and find out what it is.
Okay, within the mostly disintegrated burlap sack, there are many items. Degraded books, clothes, personal effects, journals, and whatnot. All degraded to a point of illegibility. You can't read anything. There's no names. There's no tags on clothes or names sewn into clothes. In fact, they just seem like fibers. Wool that has fallen apart, cotton that has rotted away. It's all extremely old and dusty. It hasn't been touched in forever. The only thing in the burlap sack that you notice that has still contained its shape is 2 hard objects. You reach in and you pull out 2 health potions in glass vials.
I'd like to offer up the potions to the group that's with me in the room if anyone would like them.
Okay. Whoever is
Cole
taking...
should definitely...
I would very much request those. I have the least amount of health, and I get hurt a lot.
Whoever is
I'd like
taking
to
the
give at
potions,
least
just make
one
sure that
to
you
Cole.
add them to your inventory. Because I will forget who's holding them. And if I forget that they're there, then they're not there.
And are you giving me both?
I'll
take at least one to be happy.
I honestly think Cole should take both. He's a little bit.
I'll give both to Cole since he did get kind of smacked by a chest earlier.
I did get bitch
He
slapped
did
by a
get
chest.
kind of a little wrecked.
I got bitch slapped and it hurt.
Okay, while you guys are divvying up the potions, I do just want to check in. Sai and Ataraxia, are you guys talking at all? Are you just comforting her? What's going on?
Really depends on what Addie's doing.
Damn it.
I couldn't hear what.
Addie said she was very quiet.
I think she said she was going to ask you
Sorry,
if you were
that-
okay.
Yes, I wanted to ask if Sai was okay. I just didn't want to interrupt what was going on in the other room while I.
That's why I
had a
figured I'd check
conversation.
in. I was like, let's see.
Yeah, so I followed Sai out and I asked her if she's all right.
To be frank, no. I don't know
What's
what that
going-
was. What he was holding. Sorry.
What kind of like feelings are you having? Like, what's going on?
She kind of reaches up and like touches the broken part of her horn, and is just kind of like considering something for a moment before looking at Addie and goes, kind of reminded me, at least the feeling of when this was broken.
Was that like a traumatic experience for you, I assume?
Therapy time. It was kind of when I
About to wait.
was able to use magic for the first time. So I guess yes.
Did something trigger it or it just happened out of nowhere?
Standing in that room made me feel like I was back there again. And then that potion that he pulled out of the wall, I don't know, I can't explain it.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't think so, but thank you for listening.
Of course, anytime. You can tell me anything.
I think I feel better now,
Good, I'm glad.
so we can go back to the other group. We don't have to keep
Girls talk.
talking about sad shit and being sad.
Do you want to go back over there, or do you want to maybe see if we can try to figure something out with this wand while they do whatever the hell they're doing over there?
Let's figure out the one then, if that's what we should do. I kind of vaguely, in the background, heard what Brontis was talking about, but I clearly wasn't in my head.
The right headspace. That's okay. That's okay. I kind of heard something about maybe pointing.
Pointing it at the statue, at the orb?
I'm not
Or at
really
the wall?
sure. I just remember hearing him say something about pointing. I was in the other room, so I only heard every other word.
We could trial and error it if we wanted to.
We're done in this room.
Why not?
Statue first.
Just check if Fred drops here.
Hey, God.
Yeah.
I would like to investigate this exit for any traps so we can leave this room and go join the others.
Roll investigation.
Okay, too far.
Too far.
Are we sure we want him to investigate anything?
He's great. He could be.
It's been doing pretty decent.
I kind of
Hey,
like
there
it
we
doing it. It's
go.
funny. 19. Oh yeah. The exact same
Oh, that
trap.
paid off.
The exact same trap that you set off the first time is also in this entrance. Literally designed the exact same way.
Cool.
Try disarming it this time.
I step on it and let the darts go by.
Hey, Calix, you want to come block that shit with your shield?
That I do the exact
Yeah.
same thing I did last time.
Okay.
I like cover it with the shield and then I step on the trap and let the darts go into the shield.
Then he does that. You get 2 more darts if you're keeping track, and
I am.
and then everyone else can walk past him.
I
Can
guess
we
while they're
walk
doing that, I'm going to
Directly
be pointing
into the main chamber.
wand.
And so you said what are you doing with the wand, Sai?
I'm going to point the wand as they're doing that.
Pointing it at the statue, at the orb, or at the wall?
Well, wherever it wants to be pointed at. Like what I know it was vibrating before in a direction. So
Okay.
I pointed in that direction.
Okay, so as soon as you go to lift it, like to raise it like above your chest and actively make the intent of pointing it at where it wants to go, which is kind of leading towards the orb, a beam of sapphire light like it almost knocks you on your butt. It blasts out of the wand. The wand flies out of your hand and the beam connects the wand to the orb, and the wand floats between the wall and the orb. And the beam goes through the wand to the other side, like think Darth Maul's lightsaber, where the light comes out of both ends. And the beam illuminates the orb and then disintegrates the wall. It turns into like magical dust, and it gets whisked away, and it's gone. And both orbs are lit, and the blue wall is now gone.
Can we still hear the woman crying?
Now that the wall is gone, you listen, and you don't hear anything.
Then Calyx is cautiously going to start going through that hallway with his shield up.
I will stay I will stay with Calyx as backup.
I'll trail with a distance.
Should we
We don't want
Calyx,
to
you
trail with a distance.
investigate?
Calyx, where are
Yeah,
you
we
moving?
should investigate as we walk. We're just going to take a nice slow walk and see what's on the other side, check for traps and everything like that.
Okay, so you are investigating what, like where the wall was, like the entranceway to the hallway?
Yeah, the entranceway to the hallway, and as we slowly kind of walk through the hallway, what's kind of like approaching it? Are there any pressure plates, any holes in the walls that might dictate like arrows coming through, anything like that?
Who is investigating?
I guess me, because I
who
said
wants
it.
to investigate?
It doesn't have to be you. Anybody. You're
No, it
doing this
doesn't matter to
function
me.
as a group of 6, so you may choose.
I'll do it.
Okay, roll investigation.
Don't be shit.
If I die, I die.
Nat 20.
Hey!
Investigation. So with that 20,
You know, trauma just does things to a
yeah,
person.
it just activates you. With that 20, your investigation, you feel where that blue wall was, the fizzling traces of that abjuration magic, and it is starting to fade. With that, because it's a 20, I'll just tell you, you can feel the walls, like they kind of absorb the essence of that abjuration magic, and it is similar to what you felt before in magic items that recharge. You think now that the trials have been completed and the statue and wand have been activated, in, I don't know, 24 or so hours, the wall will automatically reconstitute itself, the orbs will go out, and everything will more than likely reset. Like, that's the vibe you're getting, because you got a 20. You see no traps. You see no floorboards. You see no holes for arrows to come out. This, in fact, you see walls that have art on them. Painted onto the walls in... I mean, they show no age, so it's as though they were just painted, but you think maybe they were painted magically, of battles, of dragons flying over hordes of monstrosities and torching them, or baking them in lightning, or boiling them in acid. You see legions of humans with spears. Some look like farmers with pitchforks. Everybody, children, women, fighting these black creatures that are seemingly pulling themselves out of the ground and falling from the sky. You see people getting torn apart. You see legions of soldiers getting limbs ripped apart. You see on every inch of both sides of the hallway one enormous, continuous, fresco-esque mural of what everyone in this world would instantly recognize looking at the creatures as the Star Scourge invasion. And it is art you've never seen before. You've never seen it in a book. You've never seen it in a museum. It is a new take, as far as you're concerned, on the invasion that everyone is taught as a child of one of the most influential moments in the history of the world.
Yeah, Sai doesn't say anything, but kind of just like walks forward, like completely like just looking at the paintings and stuff before realizing like she should probably say something.
You walk forward past Brontes because he's in front of you.
Yes.
When you walk past him, like when you get shoulder to shoulder with him, and you get close, quote unquote close, you're within adjacent squares, which you haven't been yet, you get another feeling from his pocket, which you pretty quickly realize is the potion. And now that you're close to it, it's different. Now that you've closed the gap and it's a little clearer, you can kind of sift through your feelings and you kind of resonate with it. It's a feeling of, best word to describe it, a feeling of familiarity but also distance, like of confidence, but also longing. It's a series of almost contrarian feelings of things that shouldn't exist at the same time but do, and they all surmount to like a weird vibe. You don't want to call it a calling. It's not speaking in your mind. It's not sentient, but it's buzzing. Like it's buzzing you in the back of your head.
I kind of stop because that's significant enough to stop me. And I guess I kind of ask Brontes if I could see the potion again.
I'll pull it out and show it again.
Put it out.
Hey,
Hey, this is a traumatic moment. Keep the
This is
tone.
a Christian YouTube channel,
Yeah.
everybody.
Be careful.
Please.
Okay. Brontes, do you pull the potion out that she could visibly see it?
Yes.
When you visibly see, like when you're close now, you're close enough now that you could see the potion for what it is, like without the 15-20 foot distance of like squinting in the dark. Because remember, this is still, no one has lit a torch. This is still a dark room. Now that the statue and the wall are gone, it's dark. Like you guys have dark vision, but it's all black and white, and you can
Except for
only see,
Cole.
except for Cole,
So
who
Cole
is
can't see
Cole
anything.
can't see anything.
Well,
No,
Cole is suffering.
no.
Cole was like, what the hell
And
is
so-
going on?
You have a
He-
lit lantern.
So now, but you haven't lit it yet. So now you see in the black and white of your dark vision this potion, and you see the little bits in it, and you see like as he moves his hand, like the way it sloshes, like the liquid slosh. You don't know if it's because you can't see color, or if it's because of the potion. You could swear, like in the black and white dark, it almost looks like a vial of blood. And the little bits, I don't know, something about the bits. You can't tell the color, but you just know they're bronze. Somehow. You can't see them, you can't smell them, you can't taste them. They don't make a sound, but you just know it. Now, like as soon as your eyes lock into it, you just know it.
can I hold it?
Brontes, do you let her take it from you?
I kind of am reaching toward it. I don't really say anything. I'm kind of like focused on
She's
it.
doing grabby hands.
Yeah.
Do you recognize it from somewhere?
I don't know how to answer that question. I just feel like I know it. I know that's weird. And I understand if you don't want to give it to me. But I would like to hold it.
I'll let you inspect it as long as you give it back.
Okay?
Then I'll give it to you. For now.
Okay, so you put it into her hands?
Yes.
You do not need to roll investigation. As soon as it touches your hands, your chest heats up. Like over your heart. Not in like a heartburn like you're in pain. It's warmth. Like for you specifically, it feels like what a mother's hug should feel like. But you wouldn't know. But it feels like what you've always imagined it to be when you've dreamt about it. It feels like arms wrapped around your shoulders on the worst day of your life. It feels like wings to fly you away from wherever you are that you don't want to be, that land you exactly where you need to be at the moment you need to be. It feels like you were meant to hold this. It feels like you're this. This potion is you. You are this potion, and you don't know why, but the longer you hold it in your hands, the more that warmth radiates out. You just feel happy.
I look like I really don't want to give it back to you. But I promised I would.
Hey, Brontes, roll a
Yes.
perception check, just you.
Uh-oh.
Perception. That's terrible.
I
Well,
I
it's
have
not good.
proficiency in that.
I want to tell you so bad you don't see it. Fuck. damn it.
That's so upsetting.
That's such a cool scene.
Somebody else make a perception check.
It's such a cool scene.
Damn,
It would in this moment it could only be Brontes. It's specifically for specific reasons in this specific the way this is set up. It can only be him, and he did not see it, unfortunately.
Come on, God, you're blue balling us.
Hey man, you think I got it right? I'm looking at it. In
I
my
wish
notes.
I could re-roll that.
Dude, me too, man.
Blue balling himself.
Yeah.
Did Brontes earn any inspiration in the last 2 sessions?
He would have if we played the Frost dungeon. Anyone who played the dungeon was going to get DM inspiration.
Damn it.
for entertaining me.
Pretend we got it anyway.
Do you guys want me to behind the table fudge say he passed it so you can get the scene?
No,
that's
not
great.
realistic.
No, that's not
like
how it
this
works.
Then I
game.
will not. Then
That's how
Brontes.
this works.
Brontes.
I guess
I
we'll
always
never
ask.
get this ever
It's fine.
again.
No, Brontes, you see nothing.
Bad God.
Okay.
So, guys, can we walk forward? Is it safe?
I think it's pretty safe.
I will walk forward past the barrier.
Past the barrier. You walk forward past the barrier. Nothing happens.
I'm walking with him.
Yay!
You're right next to him.
Yes. Just keep me with him the whole time as we move through this up till the end.
Okay, so Calyx, if you're good with it, Cole, stay right behind me.
I can't move. Sorry.
Would you like to light your lantern?
Hold on 1 second. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Guys, if someone puts their cursor on Cole, he gets put to the bottom. He can't move.
It bugs me. If anybody lands on the same token spot as me, I am no.
Stop, no.
Brontes.
Brontes, please do not. Grief with the tokens.
Stop mounting Cole.
I'm
It
just
makes
gonna...
me unable to move. Yes, I. Can I? Actually, I got a question.
Yes.
Can one of the people just guide me through the cave?
That's what I was saying for you.
I
Just
can
stay
do
right
that.
behind me.
They could, but reminder, like you guys, you said you wanted to stealth forward. If you're walking forward stealthily and someone's going, watch your left, no, your other left, like it's difficult to be stealthy.
What
You
if
have
I just hold
disadvantage.
on to them?
What if he holds on to Onyx?
I mean, yeah, if he just walks behind you, if he just like grabs your shirt like a kid at the mall and just walks behind you, then you can.
Come on, little brother.
It's reverse kid on a leash.
Yeah, that's fine. If you're willing to do, that's fine.
Okay, come on, little brother.
I will follow Onyx.
Okay.
Very, very closely because I'm
gonna.
on.
Calyx, if you're good, everyone else get behind us, and let's just carefully step forward through this hallway of painting.
Onyx, do not fart.
Okay, you guys.
What?
Now I know you
You
guys
go
are
with that, Calyx?
you guys are progressing. Sai and Brontes, you see them attempt to progress. Do you continue your conversation or do you progress?
I think finishing the conversation would be, like, important.
I'd agree.
You don't have to advance with them. They can walk forward and you can continue to speak, but that is fine.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'll do that if Brontes wants to do that.
That's fine.
Then I will say you can continue speaking now. Then they'll move their token, and if something happens, I will stop them.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what I was saying.
You were saying
I look like I really don't want to give it to you.
Yeah, you didn't want to bet back.
And I guess I'm looking at the thing and I'm like,
Hold on. Calyx is supposed to be
Yeah,
moving
I know.
with
I grabbed
me.
that Araxi token by accident.
I said I'd give this back to you, so I'm going to give this back to you, but
seem mildly entranced by it.
I don't know what it is about it, but it
And
makes
stop.
me feel like
Okay, you
Oh,
guys can
shit.
keep speaking. This will happen simultaneously. Onyx triggered a cutscene.
Yay!
Dun dun dun.
sorry, I kept this out of the cutscene.
Oh, you guys are in the cutscene. You're just still talking.
Oh.
You can continue as long as you want to.
Oh,
This is like a whole character moment for you. I'm not cutting you off. I'll be here till midnight if you want to keep talking.
what was I saying?
That you really don't want to part with this potion. And
Something
Brontes
about
noted
I asked
that.
you about being entranced by the potion.
At first it reminded me of something that I did not like, something that happened to me. But holding it makes me feel warm. And I don't know how any else to describe it other than It feels right holding it.
I mean, upon investigation, it seemed to be a pretty old and mildly seemed potent potion of dragon's breath, but I don't. If it brings comfort to you to hold on to, I don't see why not holding on to it.
Are you willing to give me something? Let me have this?
I have no full guarantee of what it actually is based just off of an investigation without full knowledge of potions, and I have no quarrel of parting with it. It gives you comfort to have.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course. Would you like to progress forward to catch up with the rest of the group?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, so when you don't move your tokens, we'll say that your conversation has wrapped. Moving the screen up. Okay, Onyx. You and Calyx, you move at the same time. We'll both see this, but everyone but Cole will see it as they move up because they are further enough away that Cole he's still in pitch black.
Damn.
I am going to highlight.
I thought he
all
lit
these.
his lantern.
Should have made your own character.
Well, he didn't know. He didn't say he
I'm
was
just
lighting his
kidding.
lantern. He said that he was holding on to Onyx's coat and then walking behind him.
Gotcha.
So
Can't be very stealthy with a light shining.
Yeah. So I go to the GM.
You know what? Cole, you're not wrong. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Anytime, buddy.
And tell me if you see these guys pop up.
Guys?
What now? See what now?
You should be seeing.
Did I hear plural?
Yes.
I also see
I
nothing.
don't see any guys.
I'm moving.
I don't see
I'm
any
messing.
people.
Where are the men at?
I have to do it one
Sorry,
at a time.
I'm making my own potion right now.
Guys, what is happening? I hear a lot of things.
I'm making a potion.
I have to.
Why are you scared? I'm scared.
Cole, light the fire. Light the lantern.
Hold on. I have to manually
Oh,
do it
that's
because
it.
I made
That's an
stencils.
argument.
I made stencils, so now I have to do it one at a time. Give me a second.
That's so
God,
funny.
God.
Okay, I'll be right back. I have to run to the
I know
bathroom.
that one is a skeleton archer.
Oh, hold on. I'm not
I
done.
see a skeleton.
Barrier
and I fear
skeleton.
Barrier skeleton.
If I do this, will it work?
Make it out here.
Heard that.
Oh my.
Can you see all of them?
Shit.
Oh dear fuck.
It's gone from 2 to like 7.
Yeah, I found a way
I
to
see
do
8
all of them.
people.
Can somebody explain what you're seeing? Because I'm hearing a lot of freaking out.
Okay,
There's
so here's
a
what
lot.
everybody sees.
Why is there a guy named Ryan?
His name is Risen.
Oh, from where I'm sitting at which place?
Ryan.
Okay. I would never make an enemy so simple. Now, here's what you see. You see a 40-foot long, 160-foot wide rectangular room. It is full of pillars and a continuation of that same ornate mural painting wrapping around every square inch of the walls. It is beautiful. Inside the room, there is no lights. All torches on the walls seem to have been extinguished intentionally. Liquid drips from them, implying water was poured in them. You see in front of you a raised platform. On top of that raised platform, you see a sarcophagus, a 10-foot by 10-foot sarcophagus. Next to the sarcophagus, you see a man, you assume to be a man, wearing black cloaks and robes, holding a large green glowing staff. The man turns to you and you see a face, human but painted as though he were a skeleton. He looks at you and says nothing. You move your gaze down and you see 3 bodies. One, a skeleton, dead, completely dry, desiccated, as though they were 1,000 years old. Next to that one, wearing chains around their limbs. Next to them, you see another skeleton. Dead, but newer. Maybe a couple of days. There are clothing and hair still attached to the body. It's significantly fresher. And then you recognize the clothing for both of them. You recognize the uniform of the Moonglow Trading Company. And the pins on their lapels indicate they were the male and female half-elves that hired you for your job guarding the caravan. They never gave their name. just that they worked for the Moonglow Trading Company and needed extra protection because the trade route was getting a little dangerous. You see next to those two bodies a small girl, maybe 6 years old, also in chains, apparently human. And from her, a beam of green energy is being pulled from her chest through the staff into the sarcophagus. Remnants of these green energies can be seen on the two skeletons, implying it was once afflicting all three of them. In the room, you see several animated undead creatures, skeletons wielding bows, skeletons wielding shields, and zombies. Creatures you've never seen before in your travels, because they are wrong. Necromancy is illegal in not just the Empire, but most of the continent. It's widely accepted to be a desecration of the work of the gods. And yet here you see creatures from your nightmares standing at attention, all staring at you now that you've met the threshold of the room. The man looks at you, down at you, from the altar, and wordlessly waves his staff. The green energies increase, and you see now a large, square, transparent barrier has been erected around him, now made visible by your arrival. Through it, you can see everything you need to, everything I've described, but more importantly, it does not block sound, as a slow chuckle begins to worm its way out of his throat. And he says, the first voice of the first NPC in the campaign, "So the worms have escaped. What are my future batteries doing out of their chains? I thought I made them strong enough, and I don't make mistakes.
Oh, they were
Walk
strong.
back,
They were strong.
You make
and
mistakes.
maybe I'll let you
They-
live." And he says that, and he makes a gesture, like a flicking gesture that you'd make to a child who's bothering you while you're reading the paper, as though to say, "Go back and lock yourselves back up. I don't want to deal with you. I'm busy."
Can I roll initiative
won't
now and
bash
throw an
everybody.
axe at somebody, or is that illegal?
If you want to start a combat, you can. He was willing to talk, but I mean, if you just want to whip
Wait,
out,
wait
you
a
whip
He,
out.
minute.
he just
Dude.
said for us to
Well-
fuck off, didn't he? Like, I'm
Well,
sorry for the language.
No, that's fine. He dismissed you. Like, he doesn't value your appearance. So he's like, oh, he said my future batteries. So he's like, you're supposed to be chained up and not bothering me. I'm doing something busy, and here you are bothering me. Go back, lock yourselves up. I'll deal with you later. I don't care. He's very aloof. But
My first thought upon seeing like the undead abominations and the fact that he's like draining like a young girl is to just throw the axe at the first undead I see. I'm gonna be honest with everybody
okay,
else.
that's totally
Can,
fine. That's
Oh,
totally
I'm
fine.
ready to
Can
fight.
Sai and Brontis
Quick side
move a little
question for
closer
God.
before that happens?
Hold on. Okay.
Quick-
Question for
Quick
God.
side question for God.
Yeah.
Still can't see
With
anything.
with this barrier and everything, is Cole still completely in the dark
The
here?
barrier emits no light. You are completely in the dark. He has intentionally extinguished all the torches because he can see in the dark, and the undead do not need to see.
So I'm just gonna die.
Can
God.
I-
All right, thanks, God.
Between
Well,
me and
okay,
Sai right now, can Sai see what's actually happening all the way up there with dark vision?
Because your dark vision only goes to like 30 or 60 feet, so you can't see him or the undead. You could see that your group has stopped, and you
Well,
can
what about
vaguely
Can we hear
hear.
them?
superior? What about the superior dark vision? 'Cause
Oh,
I can see
right,
up
I
to
forgot you're-
120.
Oh, dude, I'm totally dumb. Yeah, you could see him. Like, he's right there. I totally forgot about superior dark vision. I'm just gonna assume you were so entranced in the conversation, like you were looking in Sai's eyes while you were talking.
Well, we had just
Yeah.
mostly finished up the conversation.
Yeah,
as
so
was
that
happening.
so we'll say that cutscene that I just did, that was happening. That is what I paused Onyx for, because he walked close enough for Ryzen to see him. That we'll say that ended as soon as your conversation ended. You have just looked over and you see him as he is saying that, like, "Go away, I don't want to deal with you children" kind of attitude. And yeah, now you are. And as soon as Calix throws the hand axe, initiative will start. So you all may roll initiative.
Well, wish
Oh,
we would have
dang it.
moved a little closer. But
I will
that's
say
okay.
I will say you could move 10 feet closer. You have started walking in that direction.
So 2 squares.
Two
you
squares.
mean.
I will also say initiative does not mean you can't speak. If you would like to attempt to speak to him while fighting him, that is fine. It's just that start. I need to get the numbers to set up the initiative counter.
How do I roll initiative?
So if you go
Because-
onto your
Ready to just fight.
Yeah, if you go into your sheet, there should be a button specifically for initiative.
I'm trying to find it.
It should be towards the top by your hit points.
Are we all rolling
Initiative.
initiative?
Everybody.
Got it.
Initiative.
Yep, you're all gonna roll it, and then I gotta roll it for everybody else.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Brontes.
Oh, bite me.
I already
Maybe
did
later.
it once. Oh,
Tomorrow.
Can I watch?
later? Question mark?
Anyway,
And you watch?
This is
Come on.
bull.
No, these are skeletons.
you got
Bulls
a
are a different enemy.
17. Shut up.
Anything.
He's blind.
He's useless.
Somebody want to trade? Yo, Onyx, give me the 2.
Initiatives are not
Can I?
tradable.
Damn it.
Man, these
There's
undead have
another one
rolled
for the
really
curse
well.
jar.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Has everyone rolled initiative?
I thought
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Oh, sorry.
Yep, I think so. So now I just gotta order it
No,
by height.
I'm the
I'm
highest,
glad
and I
that
can't
Felix
see.
decided our entire cutscene
Oh
decision
my
for
god,
us.
11, 9, 16, 2.
Look,
I can
he's
just
draining the
imagine
life
it.
out. He is draining the life out of a little girl. I
No, no, no.
cannot stand.
Totally
by.
get it. I can just imagine your big orc character like seeing this, hearing this guy speak, not even letting him finish, and just tossing like launching the axe. Like
Okay.
not even like no thought.
No thought, head empty.
No thought. Let's go.
Yeah.
Head in. Let's go.
Okay, so
No
now,
thought.
yeah. Here is what happens.
Sorry.
So
Does
I've-
anybody have any spells that can give me vision?
You will find out
No.
once we get to their turns. So first things to happen is it puts.
By the way,
it puts
did I
skeleton-
roll initiative? I don't see myself in the initiative order
Uh,
via the stream.
oh, I
You
thought
got
I
a
saw yours
9.
pop up. It didn't go through.
No,
He's got a
yeah,
You
nine.
had a nine. You had a
But
nine.
I-
You had a 9.
But
I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
show him in the initiative
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't
order.
show him
see
in
it.
the initiative turn order.
That's weird.
It should be right between Sai and Onyx.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, I will remember that you're 9. That's weird that it didn't do that. Anyway.
You want me to like reroll again? Maybe it'll get pushed through, or no?
You could try, and if it's a little better, sure. It makes
like
sense,
you.
seeing as you're gonna go first.
Can you go for
Well, you're gonna go
Oh
first.
no!
You're gonna go
Oh,
first
no.
anyway.
Wait,
Funny.
it
Fair.
still didn't appear.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
is
mentally.
weird.
I don't know why it's doing that. I'm gonna mentally remember that you're 9.
I go
But-
after Sai.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
you're
over
gonna go
here.
first because you're starting the fight. So here's what's gonna happen. You, from where you're standing, you're gonna throw. You said you're throwing a hand axe at the closest undead to you, which is either
Yeah.
which is either zombie pink or zombie yellow. Your choice. They're this equidistance.
Sorry, it's
They-
fucking up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine. Take your time, and I'll describe it while you're clicking. They are not moving. They're just standing. Like I said, they're standing at attention. Risen, because he is the boss of the prologue, is standing there, and he's watching you begin a combat with his undead, and he absentmindedly waves his hand towards the undead and says, "Fine, kill them. I have all I need right here." Waving his hand towards the girl. And then he turns his attention away from you, and you see as he, with the staff, he has begun what are the final stages of some sort of ritual. You see he's pulled his like black cloak back, and he's wearing several golden rings and necklaces, all of which are also glowing with green magic, and they're all resonating with the staff, which is resonating with the girl, which is resonating with the coffin. And
So
that is when your
do
hand
we-
axe will hit.
Okay, so real quick, just so I'm aware, is there like a girl token on the board or anything like that?
No,
or
I didn't make a 6-year-old girl. I didn't want to Google 6-year-old
I guess
girl.
my question is like, is she
That's what the-
is she in the barrier or not?
She
really the
is.
question
She is
here.
next to the coffin on the other side where the 2 skeletons are. The 2 dead
Okay.
guild members that I described are. It looks like the way, in case to piece the piece together, it looks like the one closest to the coffin is the oldest skeleton. But seeing as the clothing are from someone you knew was alive a day ago, and the bones look 1,000 years old, it appears the ritual is draining the people next to the sarcophagus, and the girl is next. I feel like
That's
everyone's
fair.
put that together, but that is the.
Yeah.
I didn't make 2 dead guy tokens and a little girl token.
I wanted to make sure like I couldn't go up and
I
stop
didn't
the
put it
ritual and
together
make sure
because
she
I
was in
can't
the
see.
barrier. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Fair.
There are 2 tokens that might suggest they might be connected to dropping the barrier, maybe. And then maybe once the barrier is down, you could then attempt to save her. But you don't know
That's
magic.
fair.
You don't know magic enough to know how that would work.
I'm going to launch it at zombie yellow. Then.
Zombie yellow. Okay, then
My hand axe.
okay, roll hand axe.
Let me see. Let me know if this goes through.
Yep, 25.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And then
I don't know how to roll damage.
I rolled it for
on
you.
this.
I just clicked hand axe, and you rolled 8. 8 slashing damage for zombie yellow. That's very good.
Oh,
I heard a sizzle.
Hold on, I did my math
hey-
right? Yeah. 15 minus 8 is 7. Yeah.
yeah. God, quick question. There's
Yeah.
only I only see initiatives for 4 creatures.
They are paired. So skeleton archer is all skeleton archers. Barrier skeletons is all barrier skeletons. Zombie is all zombies. Risen
Okay.
is risen.
All right, I just wanted to make sure we didn't have.
It's so that I don't have to roll 13 dice. Yeah.
Christ has risen.
Well, he's a necromancer and his name is Risen. Get it?
I wasn't. Okay.
Isn't Easter?
Okay, whose turn is it now?
Well, now
Sorry,
the initiative order starts because
Skeleton
that was the
archers.
action that started the fight, was throwing that hand axe. It would be Skeleton Archer and Cole are tied. Tie goes to the player, so Cole gets to go first. Cole, you are blind. There is no light, and you don't know what's going on.
Hey, first of all, can somebody tell me what the fuck's going on?
I can tell what's going on. That worked out pretty well last time.
Okay, I will allow you can't act on your turn, but you can speak to each other. If Ataraxia wants to explain that there are 7 undead about to murder them, you can explain that.
We heard the speech though.
Oh,
Okay,
poor
yeah,
Cole.
here's the deal.
Oh.
There's a
I
lot
did hear everything,
of
right?
monsters ahead of us.
Yeah.
And I think Calix just pissed them off.
Okay.
It's a talent, really.
It's a living.
If you have
hey-
anything that can help you see better, because otherwise you might be in trouble, now would be a good time to use it.
You might want to just use the left.
I guess I don't have a choice. Una momento, por favor.
Right.
I have no regrets. I'd like to state that now
Yeah.
and for the record.
So
Or actually, I might have something that can help.
So,
Can I
Cole-
offer anything that I have?
Cole, I will say, it is like lighting a torch or any type of light source. I believe because you're a rogue, you could do it with a cunning action. So it would be bonus action, light a torch, and then you still have your action.
Okay.
So
I'm
with
trying.
that-
Where? Hang on, I can't find it. I'm
You don't need to
retarded.
click it off. Just say, I know you have a lantern. I read your sheet like 2 days ago. Just say, I activate my lantern, and you use it.
Okay, I'm lighting my lantern.
Okay, so bonus action, light the lantern. That gives you 20 feet of bright light, 20 feet of dim light. So you can see 40 feet in front of you, which is enough
How
to
much
see.
is a square again?
What?
How much is each square again?
5 feet. So you,
5.
there's also a ruler. If you want to just click ruler, you could just click on your token and draw an arrow. So you can see up to the edge of the barrier. You cannot see Risen or the sarcophagus, but you can see basically every enemy that isn't Risen or the sarcophagus.
Or like the ones on.
All right,
You have
so
to step around.
I can move too, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I'm gonna move just to the right of Calix,
Okay.
and then I want to use my where is it? Hang on, my I think the short bow
Okay.
on the yellow zombie.
Okay. Roll to hit with short bow. 9. Does a 9?
Oh no!
I believe a 9 hits.
Wow.
It does. Because you beat it, I'll tell you his AC is 8. Because he's a zombie. He's not dexterous. You do not get sneak attack damage because you don't have advantage and you don't have an ally within 5 feet. But you did 8 piercing.
Right
Ooh, what?
He's right next to Calix. That is
No,
within
no,
five.
ally
Target,
ally
not-
within 5 feet of the target.
Oh, sorry.
Because it's like your target, your
Yep,
buddy
you're
is distracting him
Got
and
it.
opening up his armor, and then you get him. So yeah, but you still do 8 piercing, which would kill him. I just need to check the character sheet because I believe zombies have undead fortitude.
Yes, they do.
It must make a Constitution saving throw with a DC 5 plus the damage taken, unless the zombie is radiant from critical and success at 1 hit point instead. So 5 plus 8, which is 13. So he needs to roll a con save of 13. He rolled a 20.
You did
So-
not kill a zombie.
So instead of dropping to 0 hit points and dying, he instead drops to 1 hit point, and is still alive.
Solid. And
Okay.
you're exposed.
Yeah, Cole, is that you want to use any more movement, or because you use your action, your bonus action?
I can still move, right?
You have 15 feet of movement left.
Yeah, I'm gonna treat right back between the two big guys.
Okay, that is your turn. It is now Skeleton Archer's turn. They have 60-foot reach, which means they can absolutely shoot the two of you. They have
I yell, shields up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Though the important thing happens before they even move, which is this. Okay. It is their turn, and they do nothing. They just stand there slack-jawed. That is their turn. It is now the zombie's turn. And now we roll this.
Some exciting combat, guys.
Okay, oh my god. Okay.
I'm trying here.
Okay, so it's the zombie's turn. Pink zombie stands there slack-jawed and does nothing. And yellow zombie gets to take his turn. So he goes
Yellow zombies kind of
That's
pissed on that, so
that's
it's okay.
less well than the other.
15, 30. So he is going to shamble up to the closest person, which is Calyx, and he's going to
Okay.
he's going to slam you. Does
And he's
a
gonna bounce off.
9 hit you?
It does not hit me.
He lazily punches your shield and does nothing, and that is his turn.
Stop
Lazily.
that. Stop it.
Because he's a zombie, he moves slow. He's like, cool. It is now Rizen's turn, and you watch as an extremely irritated expression comes across his face, and he goes, "You fucking worms. I made you. Follow orders, or I'll unmake you." And then you watch as several of his rings and necklaces explode and like burst with magic, and they like instantly turn to dust. And he's like flinching from it, but he isn't stopping his ritual. And he will, on his turn, he can only do this because he's doing his ritual. He will roll this. Okay, great. 4. While he has both hands on his ritual, he like really quickly tries to whip his staff to the side and like temporarily stop the ritual and shoot a spell. He will shoot one of the 2 people in the front, 50-50. It doesn't matter anyway. He misses because neither of you have an AC of 9. We'll say it hit Onyx. Onyx, you watch as he like tries to quick flick a spell at you. He shoots a firebolt, and it goes super wide, and it flies down the hallway behind you, and it doesn't even come close to any of you. And he goes, "Damn it!" And then he goes back to, and then he quickly like puts the staff back on the ritual before the magic goes away.
Dang.
And he starts like grumbling, and he starts like mumbling to himself. He's like, "Fucking, they can't be right. I'll prove them all wrong." And Brontes, it's your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna move myself up right behind Cole,
Hey, buddy.
and then I'm going to use my action to cast Magic Missile.
Okay, designate your targets.
Can I use the draw tool for that?
Yeah, I mean, you could draw. I think Magic Missile has like 100-20-foot range. You could hit everybody in the whole dungeon at this point.
I was more so saying to mark the ones I want to hit, because isn't it 3 targets?
Yeah, it's up to 3. So you say like, 1 to yellow, 2 to pink, 1 to yellow, 1 to pink, 1 to orange. Like you just tell me, and then you roll them because there's no save.
I'll do 2 to orange, 1 to purple.
2 to orange, 1 to purple. Okay. So in that
And
case,
do
roll.
I just click Magic Missile
Each
to roll
missile,
it?
yeah. Each missile is 1d4 plus 1. So you could
Okay.
just click 1d4 3 times, and then just add a +1 to the result.
I feel like that's probably easier than clicking magic.
Yeah, because the
missiles.
spell is only going to give you like one at a time, and then you have to click it. So 4, 4, 3. So the 2 going. You said 2 to orange first, so that's 8 to orange.
Yep.
You attack the barrier skeleton, so he loses 8 health.
And then I updated my spell slots.
Yep. And then you said pink, right? Gets the last one.
No, I said purple.
Purple. I'm sorry. Purple gets 3 damage. 17.
And that'll
This is
be
going
my
so much better than the dangerous chest.
And because I got distracted,
Why'd you say that?
I got distracted.
I'm still alive.
I stopped that. I start this because
True. Cole didn't take a shit ton of damage at the beginning.
Hey, guess who
I
forgot
got
to play the
bleeped by
combat
4.
music? I remembered.
Better late than never.
Yeah, well. That.
Good job, God.
Do you have a bonus action, Brontes?
No, I do not. That'll be my turn.
Okay. Barrier skeleton. It is their turn. They take the dodge action. Ataraxia.
Okay,
I
so
think I
if
know
I'm
what
not
you're doing, but yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, I can use entangle.
Yes, you can.
I would like to cast it on the square that is right between orange barrier skeleton and pink zombie, and within the 20-foot range of any of them, it should hit both 2 skeleton archers, the barrier skeleton, and the zombie,
Yep.
and none of my allies.
Yes, you are correct. So
Yeah.
Just click that spell so it pops up in the chat so I know what the effect is. But yeah, you will hit all of them. You must succeed a strength save or be restrained. So we will do. What's your DC? Is 12. So skeleton archer. Succeeds. Barely. Because actually, you know what? He might have a negative. Let me double check, actually. I don't want to scam you. Yeah, he has +0, so yeah. So yeah, he barely succeeds. Barrier skeleton orange. Also barely succeeds.
This is crap.
Zombie pink
Yikes.
fails. And skeleton archer blue fails. So I will these 2. Can you guys see the little symbol on them?
What do you mean by symbol?
Like I put a little mark on their token. And there's a little X.
I don't
No.
see an X. No.
Then that's just for me. Then it's just to remind me that they're entangled. So those 2, blue and pink, are restrained. They have the restrained condition. And that is your action.
Okay.
Do you have a bonus action?
I don't know. I don't really know what I can do as a bonus action.
Not much.
So then I'm gonna go with probably not.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn there.
You can move if you like to.
I'm good.
Okay. In that case, it is Sai's turn.
I'm gonna move. Here? That's 30. I can't do anything. Okay. I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt on the purple skeleton.
Okay, if you cast Chaos Bolt from where you are, you will have disadvantage because it's a ranged spell attack and you're within melee range of an enemy.
I'm gonna cast Shocking Grasp on a zombie.
Okay, roll it.
What do I roll again? I forget.
It's if you go into your spell sheet, then it should be like a button you can just press.
1d8.
Oh, damage, he has 1d8. because I think yours is a spell thing. I think it's like 1d20 plus 5 for you, but
I don't think I can.
let me check your character sheet. I'm doing the weird things. Yeah. Oh yeah, yours is. I see. There.
I just.
And then that should roll for you. I'll figure it out later. Just roll 1d20 plus 5 to hit. So 10 hits, because his AC is 8. He has 1 health, and he can't be brought to 1 health from 1 health, so he dies.
Hi.
Alright, and you watch as you zap him, and the electricity
Yay.
runs through him, and it just like it singes what's left of his flesh, and now he turns into a pile of slag.
So now we just got the text.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Sai.
You're welcome.
Next is Onyx.
We need
Oh,
to.
holy
Calyx.
do something.
Wait, it's
We need to
Calyx.
get rid of
Oh,
those.
you're absolutely right. It's
Okay.
Calyx. I forgot already because I'm playing with the music.
Never
I'm not
mind.
in like turn order.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Onyx.
Calyx, what would you
Can
like to
Can I take the axe out of the zombie as a free action or no?
do? Yeah, you can just pick it up. The zombie's not resisting anymore.
Fair enough. I'm gonna take that axe and I'm gonna yeet it at the zombie purple, I think, or is that pink?
The zombie is pink. Barrier skeleton is purple.
I'm gonna yeet it at purple barrier skeleton.
Purple barrier skeleton. Okay. Roll to hit.
You got
Give me a hot second. I
You
gotta
have-
go through the menus.
Roll with disadvantage because he took the dodge action.
Oh, that's right. Shoot.
So here,
I will also say, like, if you want to, because you know that they rose the dodge action, so if you wanted to, you could change targets. Just because I might have not said that.
Yeah,
loud enough.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, because you have two.
Sorry,
You
I
have two restrained options, which would give you advantage. So it would make sense if you targeted them.
Then I'm gonna go to pink and hit the person closest to me.
Okay, in that case, roll twice, take the highest.
Okay.
10 hits anyway, but in case you crit, right? Yeah, 16. And then I'll
16,
click the damage for you.
10, and 16, so I'll take the 16.
Yeah.
Thank you.
6 damage. Okay.
38, 35, no matter what. you do.
1 second before I end my turn.
You get 40 feet, so no
Sorry,
matter
let
what-
me pull that full screen, which for some reason isn't happening. Okay, so I hit him.
You did
With
you
the
did a
hand
decent
axe,
chunk-
right?
Yeah. You did a decent chunk of health.
Because I was able to. Oh wait, I don't have the free action now, right? Because I pulled out the axe with that, and I guess I'll just run forward at this.
Free action. I mean, free actions don't cost anything. If you want to do like an item interaction, like if you want to pull out a sword or whatever, you can.
Yeah, so I'd like to whip out one of those 4 darts I had, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna action surge and throw it as hard as I can at the zombie.
At zombie pink.
Zombie pink. I'm gonna use my action surge and try and take it out.
Okay. You can yeet it.
So I don't actually have like
It
a.
would be. It's a dex-based weapon, so it'd be the same modifier as your hand axe. So just roll hand axe.
Well, it's yeah, it's versatile, so you can use dex or strength, or I'll
Yeah.
just do
That's
the
why it should
hand
be the
axe
same
again.
modifier. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you beat. That's crit anyway. Who cares?
Jesus Christ! Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
That's a crit, isn't it?
It is. It's so funny too, because Undead Fortitude doesn't apply to crits. So
So that means it's perfect.
So
right?
so you guys watch as Calyx, he walked in. He started this whole fight when he whipped that hand axe, right? He picks his hand axe up, he whips it over, hits the zombie in the chest. The zombie like stumbles backwards. He sees the zombie's not dead, and it's just, you could see he's upset. Whether it's the fact that the desecration of graves or the girl who's being used as some sort of battery, he's upset. He pulls out the dart from the trap that Cole accidentally launched into the wall that he set off by accident, whips it as hard as he can, and you watch as the dart flies out and flies through the head of the zombie and pops the zombie's head like a watermelon. And the zombie just slumps over and dies instantly. As critical hits bypass Undead Fortitude.
Well, damn.
Damn.
God damn.
Okay. Now it's Onyx's
Nice.
turn.
Well,
I guess.
Unless Calyx wanted to move up, but
I guess I will move up a little bit, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps forward, just to kind of take some hits.
yeah.
So that's like what, 25 feet?
Yep, about there. Because any further and if you went any further left, you'd be in the entangle. So I figured you don't want to do that.
Oh,
I
watch
do
that.
not.
Okay.
She's got the entangled thing.
wait, where's the entanglement?
It is cuts off at blue, so it's like a square. I'll show you on the ruler. It's like she had it here, so it's like 20 foot like this. So he
Yeah,
this guy is in it.
No options.
Mm.
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to do anything.
Thank you for whoever did that stencil. There you go.
So if I step in any of those, I'm fucking stuck.
You get to roll. So you'd roll strength, and if your strength rolls higher than 12, then it doesn't affect you.
You got no range attacks. You kind of have to.
Yeah, I don't have any range attacks, so the only way I could do anything to help is to just.
You can go after something that's not in the entanglement. Not every
They're
enemy is
all
in
in
the
the
entanglement.
entanglement.
No, these two aren't.
No.
No,
Yeah, but I won't. Not. But I can't move 30 feet and be in range to attack.
No, you'd have to dash.
What does that mean?
It means you use your action to run another 30 feet. You'd only have a bonus action. So-
Right, which means that I'm moving into and not attacking.
No, but you could cast a spell. That's a bonus action.
do it roll.
Okay, you know what? We're just gonna take a chance. We're gonna move to here if I'm allowed to. I'm gonna move it and tell me if I'm not allowed to do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move to here.
5. Yep,
I'll
you can
roll
do
to do whatever I have to do
Yeah.
for the entanglement shit, and then I want to attack the hell out of that zombie.
that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
Skeleton
roll.
archer.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, buddy.
Roll a strength save.
Strength save.
Yeah, strength save against Ataraxia's spell save DC, which is 12.
Oh, me.
Okay, so you get up to the skeleton archer. You get
Sorry,
you stuck in the
Alex.
entangle. You are now also restrained. Funny thing, restrained doesn't stop you from making attacks. It just gives you disadvantage. So you roll twice, take the lowest. However,
Okay.
Skeleton Blue is also restrained, which means attacks against him have advantage. So they cancel out, and you can just attack him like normal, like none of it matters, because you're both tangled up in a bunch of vines.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm
longsword,
down. I love
two-handed longsword.
Two-handed longsword, go for it.
Wait, I think I did the wrong thing. Did I do the wrong thing?
Well, nothing's appeared in chat yet, so.
There.
No, that's
There
right
it is.
there.
Ooh!
23, definitely.
Eight damage. Since you succeeded on a hit, are you using a smite?
No, I'm not using my smite yet.
Okay, in that case.
Wait. No, like you're asking me if I want to cast the spell smite.
Well, no, you have multiple kinds of smites. So, like Searing Smite, you cast before, but you're a paladin,
Yeah.
so you can choose to cast Divine Smite when you hit if you want to. It's a reaction.
I'd rather hold my last remaining
Okay,
spell
that's
slot
fine.
for now.
And then, so 13 minus 8 is 5 health left. You take a huge chunk out of Skeleton Archer, and he is like barely holding on to his bow.
Cool.
And then that is your turn.
Do I get a bonus action?
You do.
Can I roll to get out of the entanglement?
No, it's an action to break the entangle. Or Ataraxia can drop the concentration.
No.
No. It's good. I'm done.
Okay. Skeleton Archer. Well, it's now the top of the round. It's the tie between Skeleton Archer and Cole. So Cole, you get to go because you have a better dex than the Archer.
Whoop, whoop. All right, so I'm gonna move up next to Cal. Just one behind Calyx.
Okay.
And then, well, I get the extra if I should. All right, I'm gonna use my short bow on Mr. Orange guy.
On the orange guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll the hit.
Oh.
22 hits.
Aw.
Only 4 damage.
Yeah, you do 4 piercing damage to the barrier skeleton. So it goes to 8. Okay, he is now bloodied. He has less than half his health.
Yeah.
And then, would you like to use a bonus action?
I'm just gonna move over just right behind Calyx.
Okay.
Hell yeah, buddy. I got you.
And I will end my turn behind a wall.
Smart man.
A wall of muscle.
It's now everyone's favorite turn. Skeleton archers, where let's see if they do something this time.
Drum roll, please.
Okay. So, Skeleton Archer Green does nothing. He stands there slack-jawed. Skeleton Archer Red, he is not restrained, so yes, he gets his turn. He, seeing enemies, because he decided to wake up, is going to shoot the closest enemy, which is Onyx.
Wait, there's a guy blocking me.
Does he what? Yeah, allies don't block allies. So like you
I
can
didn't know
shoot
that.
I've been
You
letting
can
guys
phase through your teammates?
No, you can call it out, be like move, and then it's remember your cubes are 5 feet wide.
But what if they're entangled?
But he's not entangled.
Well, the orange guy is.
Orange guy's not entangled.
Oh.
The two people who are entangled.
Onyx is.
Yeah, but Onyx is the one getting shot. That's why it's okay.
Okay,
Barry's
fine.
no-
Saying for Cole's idea earlier.
Just try and shoot me.
Okay, you are restrained, so he gets advantage.
By the way, God, I'm loving the music.
Thank you. I forgot to turn it on, but now I got it. Now I'm locked in. He gets to do short bow. Does a 13 hit you?
I'm looking at my armor class.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So you watch as the arrow, you can't move because you're bound up by vines, and then the arrows bounce off of you, and they shatter and do nothing, and that's his turn.
Ah, bitch.
Okay. It is now Ryzen's turn.
Oh no.
It is Ryzen's turn, and he is visibly infuriated.
Texas suck.
Yeah.
Looks to be risen, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
for real.
You see
Get wrecked.
you see sweat forming on his brow as he's watching his zombies not do anything. Like they're just standing there, not killing you
Zombies are
guys.
dead.
And he very specifically told them to kill you guys. And so he's really mad. And you can see the facade start to crack. And he goes and he starts to go, he goes, I can't believe it. You fools, you ingrates. Don't you understand? Don't you understand how much I spent? I can't do this again. And you see like his voice starts to go, and this act that he was apparently doing of this kind of brooding overlord, he's getting very nervous, and it is starting to go. And he once again will hastily attempt to stop you and whip around and go, get away! And he casts Firebolt.
I hate
Seems
him.
like a high school teacher.
Can I intimidate him into not doing that?
On your turn, maybe. He's panicked, so he is going to shoot at random. So I'm going to roll a d6.
boy.
He can hit everybody. I'm going to roll a d6. Onyx is 1. Everything down to Brontes is 1 through 6 in order.
Got it. Got to
Not
be a
three.
1.
Not a 3.
That's gonna
Not
be
a
a
3.
1. Yes! Oh, it's on the side, but
That's me, isn't it?
Well,
4 would be
No,
Onyx.
Sai.
Onyx. It'd be Sai. Sai is 4. Because you're all vertical. I'm doing it vertically.
Hold it.
So now he rolls. He rolls
Lovely.
a d20. He rolls a
Oof.
d20. 13 plus 5, which is 18. Does an
Oh,
18
jeez.
I know you have boosted AC side. Does 18 hit you?
yeah.
Okay. Then he does firebolt damage, which is 1d10.
So,
Oh, no.
I'm a 14. So
He does.
Yes!
Loser!
Okay, so you watch this brooding overlord, commander of these undead monstrosities, whip around and go, get away! And he shoots what looks like it should be a huge spell, and you watch as a single ember leaves his fingers and slightly singes like your left coat pocket, and you take 1 fire damage. And you wait for more, and it doesn't come. And you're like, oh, I guess that was it.
That's
just blow on it.
And you remember that you took an equal amount of damage accidentally touching the water and punching the chain 2 hours ago. So this guy's putting out
Anyone
big
got
numbers.
healed though, so I'm still only.
Oh,
at
I know.
14.
You just find it funny that his magic spell is equivalent to bumping into a chain. And that's his whole turn. And you watch as He swings back to the ritual, and more of those golden rings and necklaces continue to explode, and he's getting more and more scared.
I was just too intimidating, guys.
Clearly.
What can I say?
Yeah, that's it.
Brontes,
Your big stature really got to him.
Brontes,
Yeah,
it is
for real?
your turn.
Okay.
My imposing figure.
I'm gonna move up to there because I believe that's my max move distance.
Yeah. I will say that corner starts the entangle if you want to go one step back and not be entangled, because where you're standing right now, I think you need to roll a strength save.
On strength, so I'll be doing that.
If you're -1 on strength, I know. You did horrible in the mines.
I guess I'll recast Magic Missile again.
Okay. What are your targets?
2 to the purple, 1 to the orange.
2 to the
What
purple.
happened to the music?
The music's playing.
Oh, I
I
don't
don't hear it. And then it's 3d4. Right?
Not there. It is.
I have it set to loop.
Ooh.
Sometimes it just needs a reminder.
We're in the jungle now.
I just picked ones that I liked.
Sounds like Mario Kart, like DK
So I just
Summit.
have to roll 3d4,
Yeah,
right?
just like you did last time, 3d4, and then the first 2 will go to purple. So yeah, 3. So 4, 4, 5. So 8 goes to purple, which brings him down to 9, and then 5 goes to orange, which brings him down to 3. You watch as you fire these magical darts out of your hands, and they blast chunks out of these armored skeletons, like these bone skeletons, and they are barely hanging on. Like they're basically falling apart. They're not doing anything. The only thing they're doing is dodging, but your spell automatically hits without a save, so they're attempting to dodge, and then the missiles will swing around and just slap them in the back. Like they can't escape it.
I love Magic Missile.
Yeah. And that's your turn.
Yep, that would be it.
Barrier skeleton, they will both take the dodge action. Adder action.
No.
All right, so if I were to walk into the entanglement, can I entangle myself?
Yes, you can, because the spell says creatures, not friendly or enemy creatures. So any creature.
Okay,
can get
so
caught.
I can entangle. Okay, so I'm gonna avoid that.
That being said, you can also dismiss the spell at any time because it is your spell.
Who is entangled?
Currently,
Me,
blue
Onyx.
skeleton archer, the guy which is the guy in front of Onyx, and Onyx. The other people who were entangled were murdered.
Yay.
Alright.
I figure
gonna
untangling
ask-
Onyx. Oh,
I was just
you
gonna
go
ask
first.
Onyx, like, hey, Onyx, are you good if I untangle you? If it also means unentangling the guy standing directly in front of you?
Oh, he could take it.
Oh, hold up. I get to move. No. Yeah. Take this shit down.
All right. So I'm gonna I'm
No,
gonna
no,
take down
no.
the
Yeah,
entanglement.
yeah.
I'm gonna take down the entanglement.
Okay.
Sounds like a rap
so
song.
it
Nah,
goes,
yeah, like that.
you watch as you break concentration on entangle, and all those plants that remember, this is magical plants. They broke up through the stone floor. They appeared out of nowhere. They all wither and die instantly, and everyone who was entangled is free.
Yay.
Whoop whoop.
Is that considered an action?
That's a free act. Drop a concentration is free. You still have your action and your bonus action.
free action. Okay. Is moving an action or a bonus action?
Moving is its own thing. You get 35 feet of squares to move as you choose.
Okay.
Or if you turn into an animal, you get more or less squares depending.
1, 2.
My beard wash.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to figure out how far I can move.
Charger for the conference.
From where you are, you can move in a straight line. You can move basically right next to Onyx in a straight line, if you wanted to.
What if can I? Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Whatever.
Okay.
I just don't want to be standing in the hallway anymore.
Fair enough.
And I want to cast Ice Knife
Who at?
at Purple.
At purple. Okay, roll ice knife. Oh, and also move your token to where you're going. Okay. And then purple. DC 12 dex save. Oh no, okay. So you ice knife. I believe you still need to. Okay. So for ice knife, you need to roll to hit. For the, I think you need to roll to hit. Or is it just a dex save? Oh no, it's just a dex save. I thought it was roll to hit and then dex save. Okay, so purple makes a dex save. I always forget my druid spells. It's been so long. 20.
Wow.
So, but I believe they still take. But it's a leveled spell. They take half damage. They take half the cold damage, so they still take 4.
All right.
Yeah.
5. And you watch as all this like rime and frost kind of encrust up on the armor, and and it starts to like eat away at his joints and stuff. And he's also both the barrier skeletons are very low on health. Is that your turn?
Yes, that's my turn.
Sai.
I move here, and I cast Shocking Grasp on the barrier skeleton.
Okay. Roll to hit with advantage because he's wearing metal armor.
That's just the D20 first,
Yeah,
right?
for you, I think it's D20 plus 5. And then with advantage in case you crit. 7. So you roll 16. So you go to reach up and touch, and he's dodging back and forth because that's all he does is dodge, and he whiffs you at the last second, and the 16 does not hit.
Sad.
Do you have a bonus action?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Then it would be Calix's turn.
So I'm gonna move up to the purple barrier skeleton, unsheath my sword, and try to attack him.
Okay. Go for it. Take a swing. You
Give
have
me a second.
you have disadvantage because he is dodging.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so 12 slashing. So you see Sai go to zap him, and he's like bobbing and weaving, and he's got his shields. He doesn't have weapons. He just has 2 shields that he's holding in front of him, and all he does is move back and forth. It's all self-preservation. And you walk up while he's doing that, and you're like, "Ha, funny skeleton man." And then you reel back and you bonk him with this sword, and you cut him vertically in half. Armor, shield, everything completely in half, and he falls in 2 directions.
Sai is just completely
okay.
like mesmerized.
Important thing that happens when you cut him in half, you watch a pulse of magic go out from him, and the entire barrier ripples, and it is actively rippling, and it looks very unstable, as though he was potentially half of what was holding up the barrier.
Crazy. Who would have thought?
Get the other barrier skeleton!
I used my action surge already, so I can't. How much space did it take to get there? Was that 50? 50?
I think it was 20. But you
Because moving diagonally is 5, and
5,
10,
So
15.
with what's left, I think you could get to, if you wanted to get next to Skeleton Archer Green, you could if you wanted to.
I would like to, yes.
And then that means it is now Onyx's turn. He could steal all the glory right now. What do you want to do?
I hope he does. God
Okay.
damn it.
The Who's-a-Majigit's gone, right? I can move freely now.
Yeah,
Tangle
Tangle is
is-
gone. You have full movement.
Ataraxia
Is
Sai.
that what he said?
Ataraxia Sai. I'm gonna trust y'all.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go try and take care of this barrier skeleton. I'm gonna leave the skeleton arrow thingamabob to you.
You got it, dude.
Did you move Calyx yet? I don't see it on the screen.
I moved. Yeah, you're standing in front of Skeleton Archer Green.
Okay.
Okay, it's just not updated on my screen. I'm
It's
sorry.
a little bit of a delay. And now Onyx, what do you do? There's a barrier skeleton in front of you. Okay, you have disadvantage. He's dodging, so roll twice. Take the lowest.
Hold on, wait a second.
Yeah, that's fine.
10, 20, 25.
You can.
I'm gonna move to here instead.
That's fine.
Okay.
And then now roll your longsword again, two-handed, because you have disadvantage.
Oh, I didn't even know I rolled that.
That's fine.
I must have clicked it on my.
Okay, so so you roll a 15. He's dodging back and forth, and you watch as you do
How
like
am I at disadvantage?
because he took the dodge action. So that's all they do is they don't fight, and they just make it hard to hit them. They just dodge back and forth. So
Fair enough.
he has his two shields in his hand just like the other one did, and as he's dodging back and forth, he sees you wind up, and he flips both shields out in front of you, and your sword digs into his shields, and he catches the blade with the shields, and he throws you back, and then he doesn't hit you. He just goes back to dodging left and right.
Okay. Well,
Do you have
that's a turn.
You want to use a bonus action?
That's a turn.
Okay. So then that ends the turn. It is Cole's turn again.
So I'm gonna move a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to use. I want to use my what?
Berries.
You think?
Yeah, take out the barrier.
All right. I guess I'm gonna take out the barrier skeleton.
You're gonna try.
Don't let him convince you to do a different action than what you were going to do.
This is your adventure,
This
Cole.
is my brother.
Who do you
I
wanna
can tell
kill?
him what to do.
Okay, well, in game, I support your brother, and out of game, doing whatever he wants.
In game,
Whatever the hell
he
he
is my
wants.
brother as well.
Yeah.
Out game, he
True
is
enough,
also
true
my
enough.
brother.
How about this?
I know.
How about this? God, I have a temporary question.
Go for it.
Is Onyx in the distance to give me the advantage
So he would
if I shoot at the skeleton?
advantage, no, but he would give you sneak attack.
That's what I was
Yeah.
like.
The extra damage,
that's what
yeah.
I thought.
If you
Yeah.
like, let's say you were targeting barrier skeleton, you would still roll at disadvantage because he's dodging. But if you hit, you would do the bonus damage because Onyx is next to him. Because Onyx is like distracting him in melee.
What about the skeleton too?
The skeleton archer,
Yeah,
that would be at regular, so that's not at disadvantage. And you would also do because he's within 5 feet. He would also do the extra damage.
So you could do either one. You could kill either one. You could attack either one.
All right, because if somebody else can hopefully kill the barrier, I could do a lot of damage on the skeleton who's still full.
Makes sense to me.
So I'm gonna go for the skeleton.
Okay, that's
I'm gonna use my short bow.
Short bow. Roll once because you don't have disadvantage. 19 hits. You do 10 damage, which is a huge chunk of his health.
That brings him down to like what, 5 or so?
He
if I
has
remember
13
correctly?
health. You dropped him to 3.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
And then you have a bonus action if you want to use it.
I'm gonna scoot just a little bit backwards. Just one. I'm good.
And then it is now Skeleton Archer's turns. That part we all been waiting for. Time to roll 3d6. Okay. So, Skeleton Red and Skeleton Green stand there, slack-jawed, and do nothing.
Amazing.
In case you haven't figured it
Wow.
out, for those of you watching at home, you roll a d6. They just need to roll an even number. That's all they need. They've rolled odds every single time.
It's so funny.
It's because he's concentrating on the ritual. He's splitting his concentration between the summons and the
Yeah,
ritual.
right.
So it's 50-50, and they just keep fucking not doing it.
Sounds like an excuse to me.
I think Sai is still distracting the hell out of him.
Yeah?
Yeah, for real, guys.
It's
Hell
mental.
yeah.
So the only person who gets to move is Skeleton Blue, who has disadvantage because he has someone within 5 feet of him. So he's just going to try and almost certainly fail at shooting Ataraxia.
Nat 20.
Can't wait for this.
It wouldn't even matter.
Nat
His
20.
No,
He would-
don't.
He would need double nat 20 because he has disadvantage.
Oh, true.
No, he won't.
Scared.
It doesn't matter. The 24 doesn't count because he rolled a 6.
Oh my god.
But imagine.
That would have been crazy.
Okay, so he point blank shoots an arrow at you, and you just you're holding a wooden staff, and you just nudge his bow, and the arrow flies off to the left, and it bounces against the pillar and does nothing. And then he just continues to stand there because he gets one shot.
Almost hit me. Got it.
He's between. You're standing in front of like a 5-foot wide marble pillar. It was never gonna hit you. You're good.
Oh, it's marble?
It's now Ryzen's
Are any
turn.
of us religious? Which is the funny part.
I am,
No.
but like in a not blasphemous way. It's like me and Big G.
Love it.
We know that we're chill.
Love it.
So Ryzen.
Well, and Onyx, we both made confirmation, but now we're not attached to nothing.
Well, Onyx is currently playing a devil child, so take that with whatever
Listen.
grain of salt you want. But yeah, so it's Ryzen's turn.
We're a medal from the Vatican.
He is visibly shaking, like he is terrified. He's watching his barrier like fluctuate, and it's not supposed to do that. And he's watching his last barrier skeleton barely hold on to not being broken to bits. And he knows the second that barrier goes down, you're gonna gank him and you're gonna beat him to death. And so he's scared.
Bitch.
And he like is, you could see in his eyes, he has the look of someone who's debating between like begging for forgiveness and like booking it and running. But then he looks around and he realizes that he's trapped in a room with one entrance that you're all standing in front of. So running really isn't an option. So then he looks and he's like, he's thinking he's probably not gonna get out of it. So he's just like, fuck it. And he reaches into his pockets and he pulls out 2 glass, what would you call them, like ampules, and he crushes them in his hands. And you watch as that green light like gets brighter, and he quickly like looks towards you, and he goes, "I didn't want to have to use this, but they're gonna kill me. I can't." And then he flicks his hands out, and let me get the stencil.
Yo, I can't go past 12 because I really need to sleep because I gotta get up early.
It's fine. I have a feeling you guys are
Fast.
gonna finish this pretty soon.
Okay.
So what
Just do it. Just do it.
Let's do it.
It's a circle.
Just end it.
He is going to cast a spell right here. It goes out 20 feet, and it hits all the undead, but that doesn't
Everyone
matter.
but Calyx.
And more, it doesn't cover. It needs to cover more than half the token, so Onyx is not counted in this either.
Hello.
And he is
Oh,
going.
yeah.
He is going to cast Sleep.
Believe?
What?
He's going to cast what?
Sleep. So he
Sleep?
No.
I heard
So he is going to roll.
Aren't I immune to that?
I was getting to that.
Trance?
Way to ruin
Thank
the
God
surprise.
be God, damn it.
Way to ruin the surprise. So he's going to roll, I believe it is 68. And then once that rolls, and then that amount of hit points, starting with the people with the lowest hit points, are magically put to sleep. In that barrier, the first person with the lowest hit points is Brontes. Brontes, you watch as that spell washes over you, and you instantly recognize it as a sleep spell, and you laugh audibly because you are an elf and you are immune to the sleep spell. And so he's like, and he looks at you and he puts 2 and 2 together, and he's like, "Of course," like he didn't think. And so then it moves to the next person, which I think would be Sai. How many hit points do you have?
14.
14. And Cole, how many do you have?
My armor class is 14.
No, how much health do you have?
Oh, also 14.
Okay. Then
Wait. Base health or current health?
Current health.
14.
14.
14. In that case, it would. I'm gonna roll for it because you're both the lowest. Because I'm pretty sure Ataraxia has more than 14 health. So
I don't
evens.
know where to find it.
It's the main, like, where it's your hit points is like your main.
I did.
box.
Sorry.
Yeah. You have more than 14, right?
No.
Oh.
Wait. No.
What do you have?
Like the big number? 12.
Oh, I thought you had way more hit points than that. Oh, in that case.
Am I dumb?
The switch.
Possibly.
Hold on,
It's like
I
under
will
your
check.
armor class.
Bronte's
initiative is speed.
confirmed. It's 12.
It's 12. Okay. So
Damn, I thought I was weak.
all four of you watch Ataraxia, and she's just standing there. And she's only a half elf, so she gets the charm resistance, but I don't think she gets the immunity to magical sleep. So she just, her eyes shut, and she thumps over, like flops onto the floor, she's completely sprawled out, and she's snoring. But then, because that took up 12 hit points out of the 24, the other two have 14 health, so the hit points get wasted, and nothing else happens.
Oh my god.
And he stares, and he's staring slack-jawed at his big spell that he just blew his resources to do, that he took his attention off the ritual to do. And he's looking at one person sleepy and 3 other people looking at him, completely unaffected. And then he looks at the 2 buff dudes ripping his skeletons in half, and he's just like,
The fuck,
he
bro?
doesn't say a word, and he just kind of stares at the sarcophagus holding the staff with like a "where did I all go wrong" kind of look, and he just like continues chanting, but all the energy's gone, like the facade's gone. He's just like, how did I get here?
Well,
why are we
shit.
here? Just to suffer? Like, and he's standing there, 1,000-yard stare, and that's his turn.
These damn batteries are Energizer
I almost
Bunny
feel bad
cards.
for him.
Right?
Man, if you didn't throw that axe at the beginning, I had like a 10-minute speech prepared where he was gonna just like brag about all the shit he's done. And that way it would have been like a big reveal when you beat him. You'd be like, we defeated him! He is
Alex,
he's a
thank
loser.
you.
I regret
Loser.
Okay,
Alex, good shit.
Brontes, it's your turn, man. How else do you
That's
want
$1 in the swear jar, Cole.
How else do you want to embarrass this
The
archmage?
first episode was like $30.
Listen.
Listen, Linda.
I'm gonna use acid splash on this orange.
No, listen.
Acid splash. Okay, so that's a dex save. What's your DC?
Dex save.
I think it's what, 13? Because your intelligence.
My
It's lacking up.
You can just click
I don't
acid
know where
splash for the damage, and I'll read it.
We know that.
Plus a D3, 13. Dex save. He rolled a 9. He fails. Okay, now just roll 1d6 for damage.
Hit 1.
4.
That's actually good for a D4.
Okay, he has 3 health left. So you do 4 damage. It dies, and you watch as Brontes whips this like glob of acid. He whips it at this thing, and it hits him in the head, and it just dissolves, and it melts all the bones in between the armor, and then the empty suit of armor just like falls into pieces in this like puddle of like sludge, and the skeleton is gone. And you watch as soon as that happens, the barrier disappears, and you can't see it, but Ryzen is like, he's like 20 feet in the air on a raised platform, so like you need to go up the 20 feet to get to him, but he's just standing there unguarded, and he sees the barrier go down, and he looks at the staff, and he looks at the sarcophagus, and he's like,
Shit.
No.
and then he just doesn't say anything because it's not his turn. And then now it's Ataraxia's turn.
What am I supposed to do?
Dude, at this point, take him to a stall and give him a swirly. Like, you're bullying this guy.
Wait, isn't Ataraxia asleep?
I'm
Oh, yeah.
She's out
slumped.
cold.
Yeah.
Doesn't
so,
she have to roll to wake up or something?
no, you are asleep. So you are asleep for 1 minute until you take damage or until someone takes an action to wake you up.
Wake up, damn it!
Yeah, so like an action shaking you awake. So you
So
Nice,
I have no turn.
you have no turn, but you are having a really nice dream about being in the woods with a bunch of rabbits. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, that sounds wonderful.
They're fluffy.
They are. It's a
Finding
dream.
is-
They're as fluffy as you want them to be. Sai, it is your turn.
Fun.
So collectively, we want me to wake her up and not shoot the guy.
No, go for the kill.
Okay, I cast Chaos Bolt on this guy.
I had to do it. I mean, fire. I think 1d20 plus 5.
How do I do this again?
Just
Okay.
click cast bolt so I know how to calculate the damage, but then you're just doing 1d20 plus 5.
This sounds like we're in church right now.
50. Okay, so 20. So he can't even shield that.
I think that's where Ryzen wishes he was.
No, I wanted to kill him.
And then I have to roll a 1d8, right? To
No, you
Figure
roll,
out
yeah,
which one it
you
is.
roll 2d8 plus 1d6. And then you tell me the first d8 or the second, and that determines how much damage.
okay, 2d8.
Natty.
And then a 1d6.
And then 1d6.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay,
Damn.
go for the kill. God damn.
Okay, so are you?
Bitch.
So you picked the first one, right? Of the 2d8s. I thought I
Yeah.
heard you say that. Okay, so 8.
Yes.
So thunder damage is the type of damage. So you
Okay.
so you watch. If you roll the same number on both the 8s. Oh, you didn't. It's 8 and a 6, not 8 and 8. Okay, that'd be funny. Okay, so everyone watches as Sai is clearly done playing around. And she's like, that's it. I'm ending this. She puts her hands together and you see this ball of wild magic. Of like it's swirling with colors and lights and feelings, and you smell acid and you feel fire
Feelings.
and you hear the crackling and the ozone of electricity, and she just hucks it like a fastball at Ryzen, who's just standing there, and he doesn't even try to dodge it because he knows he can't. And then he vaguely puts his hand up to make like a magic barrier, and it blasts through the barrier, and he's just standing there, and you hit him for 14 for 20 damage. 20 thunder damage, and you watch his health bar fucking shrink. And he is in ooch owie my bones mode, where he's just like, he's wheezing after that, and he's like, blood is coming out of his mouth and his eyes, and he's like, at this point, he's desperately looking at the sarcophagus, and he is like, he's taking the blood from his eyes and his ears, and he's like rubbing it on the sarcophagus, and he's like waving the wand, the staff, and the green light is going crazy, and he's panicking. He's trying to do anything he could do to try to make the ritual happen faster.
Jesus Christ, ooch, owie, my bones mode.
Dude,
My
that's-
God.
Dude, well, that's what happens when you
That
take.
sounds like me on a daily basis.
That's what happens when you turn 30 or take 20 thunder damage.
Dude, I'm 28.
Yeah, well, maybe you took 20 thunder damage. You never know. Calyx.
I did get shocked
yeah.
to shit.
Yeah, Calyx, it is your turn. You are currently mean mugging Skeleton Archer Green, who I will remind you has done nothing this entire fight.
Yeah, but I can't exactly throw an I can't exactly throw an axe at Ryzen right now because I'll have disadvantage. So I guess I'll just take out my longsword and run
bonk
through
him.
Archer Green, my poor guy.
Go for it. Just bonk his ass.
Give me a hot minute.
Get him! Get him! Get him!
11. I don't know if 11 hits Skeleton Archer. I have to check. I think it does. His AC is... Oh, his AC is 13.
God damn it.
So he like... You think it's going to be easy because he's done nothing the whole... Like the whole fight. And then at the last second, he just like... Quick switches his feet and he just goes thin and you just completely whiff him. And he like locks eyes with you. He doesn't have eyes, but he locks eye sockets with you. And you're like, oh, has he been like punking me? Is he actually taking this seriously? And then he just continues to not move.
What are those
Love
muscles
it.
for show?
10 out of 10. I end my turn. I got nothing else. No bonus actions and nothing.
Onyx, it is your turn. Okay.
I don't think I need to
No,
say
you
what
now
I'm about to do.
you walked away from Skeleton Archer Red, so he is going to get an attack of opportunity against you.
Aw.
So he is going to now. He only has a short bow, and you were within 5 feet, but you walked away. So I believe he does not have disadvantage because you are currently more than 5 feet from him. So natural 20.
Of course.
So, and this makes sense. You're like, oh, the barrier's down. I'll get him. I'll get the big boss. And you turn your back on an enemy and walk away. And the enemy is just like, oh, he just turned his back and just lines up a shot and hits you in the spine. Like, it just goes right to your armor and you're like, oh, and it like locks you up. And you take 14 piercing damage.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Holy
That's not bueno.
shit.
I would have died.
It's not bueno.
I would have fucking died.
Good thing you didn't walk away from the enemy then.
Yeah, well, that was stupid. But
But now you still
Wait,
get your he only gets one though, so you still get your turn.
okay, question: what's Searing Smite versus Wrathful Smite?
They both take a bonus action. They're both concentration, so you can't do both at the same time, but they have different effects. Searing lights them on fire.
That's what I'm trying to decide what I want to cast as I swing my sword at this guy.
I mean,
Are you angry?
I think Wrathful is
Always angry.
That's what the Hulk said.
Yeah, so basically it's the same amount of damage. It's either you're doing fire or psychic. So
I'd rather do fire damage. So
Hell
Psychic is
yeah,
nice,
buddy.
though.
so then you're doing
Fire.
you're doing
I think
searing
this guy
blade.
has personal psychic damage already. I don't think he needs any
You
more.
guys have put
Okay,
him through a
so-
ringer.
True.
So how do I cast that as I swing?
You
What
just
do I
said
do
you
here?
just tell me that you're casting it and then mark off the spell slot.
I'm casting that.
Get him!
Okay. So
Get him!
Okay, and now you make your
Long-
attack.
Two-handed longsword.
You in the longsword. 11.
That doesn't hit, does it?
I have to
No.
check his character sheet.
It doesn't hit.
His AC.
There's
is,
no way it hits.
His AC is 12.
Of course it is.
So, but the smite is still on your sword. So
Yep.
it's
But I'm also down to 6 health.
you are. And then
Because
was
that
just-
bitch of a
yeah,
skeleton.
and that was action, bonus action, and then
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
we could wrap this up in 10 minutes. So we're gonna go Skeleton Archer and Cole. Cole, it's your turn.
I'm gonna move forward.
Okay.
Kill that skeleton archer.
You think no? I gotta go for the big guy.
Oh no.
I will say, Onyx, you are technically because you move 5 feet and then 20 feet and then 5. So you are within 5 feet of Risen. So you would get the
I
sneak
get both.
attack.
The chow.
13.
Shit.
Oh, 13 hits!
13 hits.
Oh!
And then
10 damage!
it would do 10 damage. And then I open his
What?
character sheet and I go to his
You
spells.
bitch!
His spells, and then he clicks this button. Wait, where's the thing? Oh my god. Did I not give him shield?
Yeah!
I didn't give him the shield spell.
Good job,
Every
God.
wizard has the shield spell. This is what I get
God
for
damn it.
This is what I get for making cool necromancers. Like, I'll give him all the necromancy spells and all the cool evocation spells. And then I didn't give him shield. So yes.
Man, he really is a loser.
Dude, him and
You
him and
bitch.
me.
He like put all his like coins in one
Yeah.
basket.
Yeah, he put all his points in
Points?
necromancy, and it has not been working
Got
out
eggs?
for him. Okay, well, yeah, you do 10 damage.
What you have here? I'm gonna get Rex. Do that person do anything.
So, Onyx,
Big ball.
you watch as you take a swing, and he like dodges you. He's like, "Oh wow, that almost hit me." And then he looks down, and there's an arrow in his chest, like in his sternum, and he's just staring at it wide-eyed. And then you're staring at it wide-eyed, and then you look back, and you see Onyx, and you see Cole, and Cole's just giving you like a thumbs up. He's got a lit lantern in one hand that he like loops on his elbow so that he could shoot his bow. So you just see a lantern bouncing around, and you're like, I think I see what happened here.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, it is now the skeleton archer's turns. So
Oh boy.
this could be something because now their master is in danger. They are going to prioritize the danger if they get to do something this turn.
Oh
Which
no.
means we
Onyx is
get
gonna
to roll
die.
3d6. That's an odd number. an odd
An
number,
odd number.
and an even number.
That's not you. That's the green.
So
That's Calix's problem.
yep, that means Calix, your guy is going to shoot. He is also animated by Ryzen. He will prioritize Ryzen and just take the disadvantage of Calix being there. So he rolls twice, takes the lowest.
No.
And so he is going to attempt a pot.
die.
He's going to attempt a very inefficient pot shot. Does a 13 hit you?
Oh wait.
13. Lowest.
Yeah, no, that doesn't
Okay.
hit.
So once again, now that you're like, oh, I took that bad shot to the back, you're like, I dropped my guard, I'm not doing that again. And the arrow, you see the arrow come in, and you like flex, and it hits your chest plate, and it splinters and it breaks. You're like, got it. You're like, it was a one-time thing. I'm solid. And
Gotcha,
the other
bitch.
two skeletons stand there slack-jawed and do nothing. And boy, Ryzen is not happy. So
Oh, you're gonna go why?
so he
I am so fucked.
he is standing next to the sarcophagus. He is looking at a 6-foot change, giant red-skinned demon man with a two-handed greatsword that has been lit on fire, who is attempting to cut him in half. He's been shot by
With
a
an arrow in his chest.
He's been shot by a bow, and he has a bow in his chest, and his ears are ringing from 20 points of a cannon, a magic cannon that somebody shot at his head. And he's standing there, and he is out of options, and he's like, I can't believe I got away with this. As 3 turns have passed, 3 of his turns have completed. So he turns to the sarcophagus. The rest of the gold and silver rings and necklaces all explode that you see. They all pop, and they all are hurting him, and he's flinching. He takes the staff that he's holding, he puts it over his knee, and he snaps it over his knee like a tree branch that you're trying to break down for a fire, and it explodes. The energy that was being transferred from the batteries, i.e. the people, and all the energy that's swirling around the sarcophagus explode out. Everyone on the pedestal, so within 20 feet of the sarcophagus, is pushed 15 feet back. So I will move, so including him. So he flies 15 feet back, falls off the side of the altar, falls 20 feet straight down, and flops. And like you see him on his back. Onyx, you
Like
also
Magikarp? Like Magikarp?
Splash.
Well, more like someone who just jumped off of a 2-story building and didn't think about the landing. Like he just hits like back first into the ground, wind
Just
knocked out.
another day in New York City.
Yeah, and he's prone. So now Onyx, you also get knocked back, and you also fall, but you were ready. Like you're different than him. You're built different. You fall, and you're like, but it doesn't deal any damage, and you get knocked 15 feet back. So now you're next to the skeleton archer. And the thing that matters, that we will end this session with, because it is now 4 minutes to midnight, and I don't want Sai to get fired. You all watch as the energy dissipates. All the skeletons fall over. They just turn into bones and dissipate as Ryzen has lost all concentration from the explosion. I think that's all the skeletons. Yep. And you watch. The last thing everybody sees is the lid to the sarcophagus get thrown.
Okay.
And when I say thrown, I mean it starts to slide a little bit, and then it gets launched 80 feet to the right into the wall. That's a wrong button. But like over to the wall on the right. And it is like a piece of paper. It's just thrown and smashes against the mural on the wall. And you just see one hand reach over the side of the sarcophagus, this giant scaled hand, and pulling himself out of the sarcophagus, you see this like 13, 14 foot maybe guy, not quite a dragonborn, not quite a dragon, not quite a man, very similar to the statue of the altar that you guys saw when you opened the barrier, of a half dragon looking man. You see him, and he's huge. He is extremely muscular. And one thing you notice is that he has the head of a dragon, and he appears as though someone has drawn a line down his center. He is wearing resplendent gold and silver armor, heavy armor. He has an enormous greatsword on his back that he was laying with, and he is split 50-50. His left half is blood red. He has scales, and they are the darkest scarlet you've ever seen. They absorb light. His right is golden. They reflect light, and the light filters off of him like droplets. Looks as though you just polished gold bars, all of Fort Knox condensed into each individual scale that flickers in the lantern light that Cole lit. And he stands there, and he looks over everybody. He sees everybody in the room. He sees Ryzen knocked onto his back at the bottom of the platform. And he looks at everyone, and does anybody speak Draconic?
I can understand it.
Okay. Then he speaks, and Sai hears in Draconic, "Why am I here?" And it is this, to everyone who doesn't speak Draconic, it is this dastardly low rumble. Like when you speak from the base of your throat, of your diaphragm, and it shakes all of your chests. And Sai, you hear what he says, and you see his face, and he is unhappy. You'd think someone who just got brought back from the dead would not be this way. He looks furious.
Yes.
I have a question. Did it rumble enough to wake me up so I can actually see what the fuck is going on?
I will say, honestly, yes. Like, even if not that, his volume would have woken you up. His presence. Because him being near you, especially the more magically oriented people, he is crazy. This is the man that you must have read, that you read the plaque about when you entered this dungeon, or when you woke up in this dungeon. This must be the Dragon General, whoever that is. And he was dead. He is not anymore, and he seems really upset about that. And that's what we're gonna call it, because it's midnight.
Holy.
Hey, what did you say about finishing this dungeon tonight?
Listen, man, you took an hour in the well room.